Hey, it's Bradford. We're back. We're doing our last league match for June. This is the No Monsters League. It's Bradford on the, this is Oak and Claw. It's an alliance. Feral Druid is what we're playing. Our opponent is the Drowned. He is playing the old 65 card Requa Paladin Retribution. I'll take first. Looks like we got there with our 16 versus 3. And let's see what we get. Opening 7. If I know this is Retribution's probably got Greater Judgment against all my abilities, so I need to have an interrupt to not lose. I basically just lose if that happens. So we'll keep this hand. We have 2 lands and Innervate. This hand has quests and some stuff, but I think I'll just mulligan. It doesn't seem very good. It doesn't really do anything, and it doesn't have the reactive spells I want either. Alright, now we just get to play Question Go. Or we can play Forces, play Wild, puts us down to 5 cards, and we attack. I don't think we're getting that much done. I think I'd rather just kind of keep this thing in my hand until I'm ready to start really using it. So I'll just play like this. Alright, so here we go. This is the Wild Incarnation deck. So you get Assault 1 for every form you have. So we can pretty easily stack multiple forms into play and then get 1 or 2 Wild Incarnations so that we have like Assault, 6 or 12 or something, and then swing twice, kill our opponent. Or kill allies along the way, whatever we need to do. The rest of our hand is natural order, just 1 for 1, one of his things. Yep, so we got a Question of Gluttony, so we'll just complete this on our opponent's end step. Could also just complete it next turn. Opponent's got a Forces of Jadenar here. And again, this deck has got a lot of late game value, so I'm not too worried about what goes on early game. A Great Kodo. You can exhaust a card on your turn when you place a resource face up. Alright, that's something. Hey, there's our armor. Great, so we'll get that into play on turn 4, and until then, I don't see a reason to do very much. I think I'll complete this quest now. I'll go to 8 cards and drop down for our forces. Yeah, that's fine. Draw, go up to 8. Pass to you. We'll just keep ourselves kind of topped off with cards here. We don't even have to dump this and play on turn 4. We have an Innervate here. We can go that route. Had I gone Wild Incarnation turn 1, then we would have done 2 damage by now. In a Wrathy Basin, he says exhaust my hero from his Kodo. He is now exhausted. Gotta consider this is a Paladin too, so he might just stun us over and over again. Eventually he'll run out, but it might be able to, if we're planning on attacking for somewhere between like 6 and 12 a few times, then not being able to attack would limit the usefulness of that. We just played a new mount. We played a Charger on top of our Kodo, killed our Kodo. Alright, and this mount lets you place a resource face up, deal 1 unpreventable to a thing, and then prevent 1 to a second one. Interesting. Okay, I don't think there's much I'm doing with my opponent's instep at instant speed, so let's just untap here. Yeah, it only taps it once. A Regrowth. I think I'll go Forces. Go ahead and put a Wild Incarnation in play. And do I want to complete a Forces now, or do I want to leave a Regrowth? I think I'll go ahead and complete this Forces. We'll pay 1, draw a card. There's a question. I feel a little punished for playing my other resource out ahead of time. It is what it is. And I can't really complete this now. Yeah, that was a mistake. Oh well. Alright, get in for 1. Yeah, should have waited. Should have kept my second forces in hand. That would have resulted in me having 8 cards, then play my question, go down to 7 cards, and then I'm just hanging out with a question in play that's free. What does he do? Shoot me for 1. Alright, Charger has shot me for 1. It didn't take long, did it? Okay. He's just sitting here with some removal. So my card's gonna die. See you. Alright, gives him something to do. Alright, so I think we're gonna go question and play the armor. Go ahead and complete this now. And we'll play our armor out. And we'll just pass the turn. This can give us the bear form we're looking for, or can just go give us another wild incarnation, and then later we can ruin or recall back the wild incarnation in our graveyard. It's pretty clear to me this is some type of control deck. It's not threatening me, so I need to start doing something. We already did 1, so we got that going for us. Little decisions might start to matter here. A bunch of our cards don't do anything, like Intimidating Roar, exhaust some stuff. There's nothing to exhaust. Natural Order doesn't have any targets yet. Yeah, there's Ruin or Recall. I mean, I'm doing fine on card advantage. Gonna flip his hero. Okay. Damage that him and allies he control would deal is now unpreventable. Triple forces over here. Alright, opponent's on 4 resources now, so we are in greater judgment zone, so I'm just gonna have to kind of start playing into it. So I think I'll just start to get my army in play of wild incarnation tokens from the sideboard. And since each one's a token copy, I can just kind of expand exponentially here. Oh, sure. Yeah. That guy's in. He gets to hit me for 1. Gets a counter on his Arathi. He's up to 3 now. 2 more, he gets a free card. That's a long game card right there. That was fun. Way back when this card came out. Let's go ahead and do this. Just seeing what I'd like to grab. It's probably just going to be a wild incarnation. Let's go ahead and do that now. Drop this down to 1. Draw our new card. It's a second backup armor. Okay. We have 3 resources up. It looks like a hammer to me. I'm going to go ahead and put my question in play. Likely to draw that, but we'll see what my opponent does. Well, I got Assault 1 now, so I think I'll just kill this guy. Let's see if we can get through. Or if we get stunned or something. That's what I thought. Hammer of Justice. Alright, we're going to get stunned out a little bit. That resolves. Alright, I am now stunned. And let's complete this quest here. Put me up to 8. That's what I was actually going to be looking for, so here's one. Now we can just go ahead and play it out. Ready our hero. And then attack here. Actually attacking for 2 this time. See if he's picking up on this. So yeah, he stunned me, but we are able to ready our hero and get in for some more. We got a hand just filled with card advantage. Got a regrowth that just doesn't have a lot of merit here. Alright, got your guy. We'll take 1. We can also go ahead and ruin or recall. Maybe just grab this other Wild Incarnation back. Is that ideal? We can complete forces, go up to 8 cards. Can't really do anything with it. I can ruin or recall back my Wild Incarnation, although I might really want to save that for a bunch of counters later. But I do need to do something with my turn here. I think I'll pay 2, and we'll go ahead and ruin back that Wild Incarnation. And I'm just going to put it in my hand. I don't really want it in play at the moment. It's a little bit safer in my hand. Cool. Yeah, so we've got a pile of control tools here, some more card advantage, a backup armor. So we're feeling pretty okay as far as just... Well, this guy can complete all of these for free. He's going to go up to 7 cards next turn if he does that, and then he can probably dig up a little bit more with this one too. We're again, we're not racing super hard versus a Greater Judgment, which I assume he's looking for. I mean, he knows we have another Wild Incarnation in hand. That's why I didn't just dump it on the board, get him to play it out now. I'm just going to play on this armor all game until he eventually finds a way to deal with the armor. Then I'll just play another one, and then we can just restart and unload with more Wild Incarnations. Until I get a Feral Charge to interrupt, then we can actually, at least in this pseudo control mirror, that'll give me a trump card, basically. You know, counterspell wins, so that's what I'm looking for. Here's our hand again. We got the armor. Don't really have any allies to use this token portion of it. Opponent did complete all 3 of his quests for free, so he's up to 7 cards now. Yeah, 1 mana 1/2. Oh, I like this being in play. This gives us at least 1 card that gets to live versus opposing Greater Judgments. I'm all for that. Yeah, opponent's drawing some cards. He's playing a lot of cheap 1-drops and 2-drops to facilitate adding lots of counters. It's great synergy. All right, we'll go down 1 counter, and we'll untap. This guy stays stunned for a turn. There's a Feral Charge. All right, well, kind of want my Ruin or Recall back at this point, but that's just too bad. It's not coming back. Do I care about this guy? He deals 1 to opposing allies. I don't even know if I care about him. I think it might be time to start slamming. Yeah, this is only one real wild incarnation, so we'll lead with a... I don't know what's happening. Can't target that one. Yeah, so Glimmer of Hope interrupts something that's targeting a card my opponent controls. Alright, well that's that. Let's get our Worthy of Passing in there. Let's counter mana up. We're at 6 for the turn. And I'm tapped, so I think we'll go ahead and we want to leave 2 for Feral Charge. We can play a Wild Incarnation. It's going to take another one to tap. That leaves us 2, and then 2, and then 2 extra. So let's work with that first. Let's lead right into the first Wild Incarnation. Go up to 3. Untap our hero, I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4 forms. We can just go get another one of these. I think I might do that now. It's here, and then expand sideboard. It's one of these. Alright, now we'll just swing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if I add my hero to that, I'm gonna so that means we have 3 copies of Wild Incarnation now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So swing 18 at hero. Yeah, we'll swing 18, then untap again with Ursox Fury, swing for another 18, call it game. With Feral Charge up, and enough mana to untap Ursox with one more Ursox Fury. Do it again. Swing again. Another 18. Boom. Big combo out of nowhere. That's kind of our plan. It only takes a couple of these to stack up, and you're going from swinging from 2 or 3 to, well, 18 in this case. Alright, let's move into sideboards. Now my opponent gets to see how it works. So. Let's see what we got in the sideboard. So, you might have guessed this deck doesn't sideboard well. I mean, the whole sideboard's not getting much done. With Scourge of Lordaeron, do we have anything we'd want to use that for? Let's bring in 1, and we can take out like a regrowth or something. We're not casting much of that. We're down to 2 regrowths after that. I think if anything, I might bring in another Ironbark cat form. Just bring it in, and I'll take out another regrowth. Regrowth seems pretty bad here. Let's just take all the regrowths out, bring in another Scourge. That gives me 2 Scourges and none regrowths. Seems good. And I hope I don't want that Ironbark cat form, but we're just going to have to figure it out. Okay, I don't know what my opponent's in-game was. We saw Arathi, we saw a bunch of control cards that like makes his abilities instant. We saw a lot of 1-drops. I mean, it's basically Greater Judgment or I win. That's how I'm looking at this at the moment. I can clearly get around Hammer of Justice. And it looks like I have capability to excel in the card advantage area too. With Innervates and the armor, just armor forcing opponents into situations where they just, if you're not doing enough, then my control deck gets to turn into the aggro bear. That's something that's weird about WoW. You know, you never, like, you gotta wonder when you attack a Murloc, the rest of the Murlocs they see this happening and they run up and they defend their Murloc villagers or whatever. But what about bears? You know, if you kill a bear in the forest and the other bears see you just skinning this bear, they don't do anything about it. Killing a bear, or at least skinning a bear should aggro every bear's within 100 yards, because it's like you're skinning their best friend. All right, good luck, have fun, game 2. Let's see, do I want to keep this? I have bunches of abilities. I've got a turn 1 Wild Incarnation into turn 2 Bash, so I can just punch for... I got some forms, but this thing just dies. I'll keep this. This hand's okay. It's not incredible. I am happy to just kind of lead on Wild Incarnation, make him blow it up. I can ruin or recall it back. Turn 1 forces a Jadenar. I'll take 1 from this guy. Remember, me and my buddies... we used to like this guy. Like, Ferocity was rare back a while back when the game started. Berserk can combo well with... well, I guess we need to be in bear form first. And then we'll go ahead and play our Wild Incarnation. And then just kill your guy. Oh, we're swinging. Oh, it's close. Swinging back. There it is. Oh man, Innervate's a non-feral ability, so you basically blow up your old... yeah, you blow up cards like Bash when you go to Innervate. I don't want all these extra forms. I don't need that one. Let's just put that one face down. 5 health doesn't really do me anything. I think I'll just swing, and then maybe I'll put this Berserk in at the end of my opponent's turn. Kind of hoping he'll Hammer Justice here, just get it out of his hand. Let's play through it now while it's early in the game. Bash is instant as well. Cool. Just 1. There it is. Alright, we'll invert this guy. I get exhausted, right? Yeah, I do exhaust myself. I could draw 1 from Worthy here. I think I'll just toss in one of my 2-drops at end of turn. Pass. It might be Berserk, even though Berserk is often what we call a bad card. 999. No attacks. No attacks. Paladins are into this, you know, they just see you hanging out, they're like, you know, I should bonk that guy in the head. It's just what they're into. It's like it's built into their core. Alright, we're gonna pay 3. Your abilities can't be interrupted, and your abilities are untargetable. You know, that card is very good versus my Interrupt. Do I want to get this Bash in, or do I want to get a Berserk in? Bash suffers from being, yeah, I mean, Feral Charge is losing its, I mean, I'm just going to get Greater Judgmented here soon, and I can't do anything about it now. So do I go all in? I can Berserk, untap Bash with 1 mana open, and then attack, and then Worthy of Passing all my stuff to draw cards. Then I can Ruin or Recall whatever he blows up later. That's just an extra form. Berserk gives me... Oh, it's not going to do anything, is it? Because we're not taking damage. Yeah, Berserk does nothing. I think we just Bash here and hope we don't get blown out too hard. That's kind of the play. There, let's exhaust you. All right. Oh, another Wild Incarnation. That one is probably not one that I want to reveal, or I don't want to put in right now, especially because I can't attack. So it seems like Berserk, you're going to go face down. You don't really do much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have a way to... Let's see, I can play this out and not attack and then still draw a card. Opens me up to Greater Judgment even more so than I am right now. Maybe I just draw a card. Draw 1 from Worthy of Passing. Is that even good? Would he Greater Judgment this, or would I, if I put the Claw and Fist into play, he might Greater Judgment that. Then I can... Yeah, I gotta use my mana for something here, so let's Claw and Fist. Get that into play. Entice him to start spitting the Greater Judgments out. There we go. Just keep using our quests. Also, we're feeding into his Dark Spear a little bit. This gives me a pretty lethal looking attack force soon. This gives me Assault 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I mean by lethal. I mean 4. 4 with 2 armor. It's not that threatening for sure. This hand is not the strongest. This card is randomly... He has no idea how online this card is now. Your abilities can't be interrupted. Yeah, like I said, I put all this out here to kind of encourage my opponent to Greater Judgment. Just go ahead and blow it up. Use the Greater Judgment so that I can plan for another OTK turn. Can't interrupt the Greater Judgment. Can't interrupt a future... What's happening? Speed of Light. This card can't be interrupted, and this costs 2 less. When he attacks, remove a card from a graveyard. Alright, well I gotta know about that for my Ruin or Recall. Samus. So he's just spilling out cards for a Wrathy. Is this instant? Yeah, I'll take 2. Cool, so hit me for 4. Suddenly Berserk would be good. I can't... What's happening? Berserk is the card we rode, but now it would actually be a draw engine, because every time he hits me, I draw. This is a bizarre game. That's alright. I guess I'll just untap and kill it. I don't see a purpose in letting it live. And, like, it's that or hit my opponent for 4. Actually, 2. So, 2 or not take 4 for the rest of the game. I think I've made the decision. It's been made. Unless we have another Hammer of Justice, then it is what it is. Alright. We'll attack your guy, who's just a 2-1. Any Hammer of Justice or anything? My opponent's like out of cards now. Alright, so he gets this guy back to his hand. That guy's not very good, so I'm not afraid of that at all. And this is great. Just pass. Feral Charge, you're no good anymore. You're awesome, but today you're not. Not in this match. Not in this particularly shieldy game. We can get a natural order soon and blow that thing up, and then we can come out of nowhere with a Feral Charge. But I have to wait for a good card to interrupt first. Speed of Light's pretty cool, but you have to hit him with a... Now you're 2-for-1ing yourself for some speed and a guarantee. Opponent flipped it into turn with his 2 mana left. He was at 2 cards. He just drew up to 3 now. Not really in a hurry to complete this quest. I'd rather this take a nice long time to form up. Opponent's going to draw a card. It goes up to 4 now. He can still play an ability and draw a card after that, go up to 5, and then prep for this next turn. In which, you know, in that style, neither of us are really doing anything. And I'm set up to end of turn Ironbark and then draw a card off this anyways, which still drops this down to cost 4. Or I could just Innervate, put me up to 8, 9 cards next turn. Play a resource, go down to 8, do something with my 5 mana, go down to 7, so I'm staying ahead on cards. Not necessarily. This is kind of an overcommit. Speed of Light, okay. Are we Greater Judgmenting now? There it is. Okay, we kind of thought it was in there somewhere. Sure. Yeah, you got me. Second Speed of Light. Alright, let's do this. I could Ironbark to have some damage, but we actually wouldn't deal any damage. So we'll pitch this Innervate. Draw 3. Untap. Draw for turn. Second Ironbark. There's a Scourge that I just don't plan to complete this. Just going to hang in play face up. What do we want back? Because now's our chance. We can grab this Wild Incarnation back. Like, it seems nuts not taking Innervate. Draw 3, but I feel like I'm doing good in that department. So let's go face up resource. So what's my play? Pay 2 to Ruin, and then like double Wild Incarnation. Oh, I could also natural order this. Oh, I have lost Bear Form. Wow, that's true. I'll get that back eventually. Let's cast Ruin or Recall. Give me back my Wild Incarnation. So that goes into my hand. And we could do it again, and we can get back either this Innervate, this to give me a Bear Form, or Claw and Fist style as a kind of a slow but assured way to get lots of assault. We have that already, huh? I could just let him eat something. We can play Wild Incarnation twice. Then we have another Ruin or Recall in here to do it again. I think I like that. Let's just Wild Incarnation twice and then attack. Four. Swing for 4. And it's draw a card or just don't do anything with this mana. And I'm happier to just let my opponent spend his entire turn to maybe complete a Dark Spear, try to blow up my board again with another Greater Judgment. In the meantime, I'm assembling. I'm getting closer to the armor, which we have a Ruin or Recall. We can go in there and dig for that Innervate if he doesn't blow it up next turn. Blow it up meaning he has a graveyard removal like creature in his hand who can eat my Innervate. It can eat this Claw and Fist style. which is only going to give us like assault 3 or 4, but that's okay for a single ability on its own that doesn't require a bunch of forms. I'm glad you're okay. Oh, opponent tripped in the hallway. Okay. Tripped over a Hot Wheel garage thing. And again, the decision was let's just not complete this forces here, which is like ideally does complete our curve, but it means this quest will cost him 5 to draw 3, which he can do now, as is a chance to just take a turn off, draw 3, try to find a greater, get another draw from your untapped step. So he gets to see 4 fresh cards to look for it, and he's not really under that much pressure. He's just taking 4, which is really 2. I mean, he's going to complete this, certainly in this game that we're playing, since I don't have enough pressure on him. Kind of does make me change up my decisions a little bit. I think I wish I would have ruined or recalled back the innervate, maybe? Since this is a control game, I just want to find my armor, because he doesn't have a lot of answers for that, and that's going to... against decks that just aren't removing it, it's like unbeatable. Of course, they can go faster, do something better. There he is. I'll take 2. Ah, Claw and Fist style. Okay, so he went for that one, which is aggro-ish. Which, again, we have all these Ironbark cat forms, so feel like we're okay versus random like 3 mana things that give us assault. Like this thing gives us assault 3 currently. No, it's only assault 2, and then eventually gives us an assault 3. We would certainly get assault 3 from it, so it's going to give us a little bit more, but not really just another card that dies to Greater Judgment. So we just have to learn how to navigate the matchup, kind of see what's in our opponent's hands. Hilariously, Feral Charge is turned off. Alright, with all this open, I'm thinking we're going to get Hammer of Justice. There's a Ruin or Recall. I'm thinking I'll just pick up an Innervate and then cast it. Let's see if he lets me kill his guy. He does. Natural Order was the draw. Let's Ruin or Recall. And we'll pick up this Innervate. Put us nice and ahead in the card advantage area. There it is. Get ourselves an Innervate back. Now something needs to go face down. I know it seems nuts to want to keep a Feral Charge into this, but I have a Natural Order, and I could just fire it off now, blow this thing up, so I have... That's not bad play, is it? We can put an Ironbark face down, Feral Charge, or 1, 2, Natural Order this thing away, just kind of get it out of here. Yeah, we'll put an Ironbark face down. We have enough of those. Alright, now my opponent can pay 4. He went up to 4 here. I don't know if I'd hit him twice this game or something. You may put an ally card from your graveyard into play if its cost is less than an equal of resources you control. Alright, well I can just Scourge his yard, but these allies aren't even good, so I don't know how much I care about that one. Into turn, let's put a bash in. This is a much better natural order target. Ah, is my opponent going to die now? Maybe. We're going to have Assault 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 to get this in play. I can go get an Ursox Fury. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4 forms. So that'd be 4, and then we get 4. So we'd have Assault 8, and we can swing twice. That's not enough. We can Innervate now, look for a way to kill Uplifting Prayer, make our opponent a little bit sad. We can just put Vestments into play and see if our opponent has an answer. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 for Vestments. I think that's what we'll do here. My Vestments. Do I even need a resource? I'm not certain that I need a resource at all. I might just be happy with this. Just sit on this for the rest of the game. I'm just going to do some damage now, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6. 6 is fine. I don't need to extend much past that. Leaving up a Feral Charge. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care what he puts into play. Like, I'm just going to let him do that for a turn. He needs to do other things, and yeah, you got it. Uplifting Prayer is a nice, slow in-game card, and it's the in-game, but he doesn't have the... These allies just aren't that threatening. So what's our exact plan? We need to deal 20 damage next turn. I can in-step put another one of these into play. That'll give us one... we'll have 3 of them with 4 of these. Yeah, he's in. Go for it. Oh, sorry. Okay, so our math here. Triple wild, and there's 4 forms, so that'll be 4, 4, 4. That's 12. And then next turn, I just put the bear form thing into play, and I can swing for 12 twice. That's game. Another 1-drop, so he's digging. All right, opponent's gonna pay 4, draw some cards, and looks like 1, 2, 3. He's just gonna die next turn. We just did a little bit of chip damage here and there, controlled his allies, and just set up for big OTK. I mean, we have the feral charge now, so I don't really care what any of these cards do. He's attacking. He gets to remove something. This guy's an eater for sure. Look at this guy eating. He's right in the middle of Cannibal Corpse. Oh, wait, that's not what it's called. I think it's called Cannibalize. Yeah, that's that's what I'm looking for. That's the undead ability. Cannibal Corpse is a little different. I'll take 2. Did my opponent draw a bunch of cards? I think he did his quest, right? All right, well, let's just go kind of wrap this one up. All these regrowths now. Yeah, this is it. Ursox Fury. Ursox Fury is a very underrated card. One, two, three, four, 5. So that's 15. Could even add our hero to make it 18, but it just won't matter. Yeah, we can actually flip, make it 18, and flash in an Iron Bark form for an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'd be lethal without even having to tap twice. Yeah, nobody expects the Bear Druids. You don't really see very many of them. So Oakenclaw kind of trying to make a name for himself. There might be better alliance flips kind of in the aftermath, but that's what we went for now. Okay, well, that's been Alliance Feral Druid. Thank you for watching. I think it turned out pretty well.